Cinema.
Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Part of the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And you decided to do Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble, man. It's probably David Arquette's best movie. For sure.
Yeah. He is out of his mind.
Dude, he is just having fun, bro.
He is 100% just being himself. Like, I was watching this and I was like, why does David Arquette keep getting roles? Like, what the fuck?
He looks so fucked up in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
he's just like, because if you watch the end of the movie, I don't know about yours, but mine has like
The nut kicks.
whatchamacallits, the
Bloopers.
yeah, I forget what they call it, the gag reel.
Gag reel.
Yeah, and them dudes look like they were just having the greatest time of their lives.
Yeah.
Like, they were just getting fucked up
Mhm.
and making a movie. So much nostalgia, bro. I remember why I liked this movie so much when it came out, because like that was like probably the height of my like wrestling love of wrestling as a kid.
Yeah.
I
I have to say, I found out the wife was actually into wrestling when she was younger.
Mm.
So she was having a little bit of nostalgia for this. So that was pretty fun. But this did sink the WCW. This was like the final nail in their coffin. That kind of like did it in for them.
don't think you can blame this movie for that.
Yeah, I think you can. What? Budget?
That's what I was thinking, because there's a lot of fucking wrestlers in this movie, man.
Yeah, but they're not getting paid.
Not like paid, but
Yeah.
it's still like even at $500 a pop, dude. There's like
There's so many.
there's like 45 wrestlers in this fucking movie.
Which I was really surprised about, like how many of them actually joined in this movie. It was kind of cool.
Because I think that's what's awesome about it, is the fact that you don't really have wrestling movies. That we have The Wrestler, which is fucking a great movie,
Mhm.
but it's like the dark side of it. Like,
Yeah.
this is just a fun,
Lighthearted.
light-spirited,
yeah.
because like there are men out there in this world right now that are just like David Arquette in this movie. They
Yes,
still love
100%.
wrestling.
Oh my God.
Like, they got pajamas with the feet in them.
Okay,
Like,
Mick.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought about Mick 3 different times when I watched this.
I
fucking
was so
movie.
close to asking him to be on the podcast for this one just because he would have so much to say.
Oh, he would have fucking loved this.
Because-
He probably knows fun facts about this fucking movie that
We wouldn't have gotten through the episode, basically. So shout out to Mick. Sorry we couldn't have you on this one, but we got to get through this one.
But dude, it's got his boy Sting in it too.
Exactly.
He's like a fucking huge Sting fan. So,
I was too, so we would sting out.
fucking Goldberg, bro. You get to watch him jackhammer somebody in this fucking thing. Like,
Budget.
25 million.
Yeah.
Really? Got it? Like, fuck, this is the first one I've ever gotten right.
I
Ever.
mean, 24, but it's fucking close enough.
Yeah.
But worldwide, fucking 12.
Phew, yeah. I remember first time I saw this movie was at the North Side.
Yeah?
Yeah, North Side Theater. And then we had the DVD, we had the DirecTV card, so I VHS recorded it off of the pay-per-view
Mm.
when it came out.
This is one of those movies. One of those times I was at my buddy's house. We were getting fucked up. He's like, we're going to watch Ready to Rumble. All right, let's put it on. I was like, what the fuck is this movie?
It's hilarious, man.
I barely remember the movie, first
so
of all.
juvenile.
I forgot how many wrestlers were in this movie, like we talked about.
Mm.
But yeah, this movie's straight up for children.
Whatchamacallit, man, Oliver Platt, dude. Just a testament to how great of an actor he is.
He
man.
is.
I love him. He carries this fucking movie, dude.
He does a really good job, yeah.
Fucking,
Scott Conn.
I love Scott Conn, man. I
He-
think he should do more stuff, honestly.
I
Like,
seen him he has the thickest neck, by the way. I don't know why I noticed it in this movie. I was like, why is his neck so thick?
he looks like a fucking, like the 6th Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, he
You know
does.
what I mean?
He's such a pretty boy. But yeah, Ocean's 11, that's what I remember him from.
Gone in
Gone
60 seconds.
Varsity
dude.
Blues. Like he was
Fucking tweeter, dude.
yeah.
I love Scott Conn, man. Almost as much as his dad, which his dad's a fucking legend. So, like,
Genghis Khan?
James Conn.
Uh,
Don't be disrespectful. Although Genghis Khan was that dude too. Like, motherfucker conquered almost the whole world. Can't
yeah.
can't discount that.
Right.
But yeah, so this movie is literally about like, I feel like everybody in their lives from like age 8 to 10, 12 area loved fucking wrestling. Some of us love it longer. Like I've always been a fan of sports, so it was easy for me to buy in to the idea of wrestling. You know, you had belts. It was cool. You know what I mean? Guys had swag.
In this era were my favorite characters, my favorite like wrestling characters. It's like when they really went for it and just created these really elaborate like
all my favorites from WCW at the time, were pretty much in this movie. You know, for the roster that they had, but you know, that's the only thing that sucks is because it wasn't a merged company yet.
Yeah.
So you didn't get Stone Cold, you didn't get The Rock, you didn't get Mick Foley, Mankind.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, why isn't Mick Foley in this? Oh yeah, he's in a different federation.
They didn't even have the Giant anymore. Like he had become the Big Show over at WWF then. So I mean that does suck, but like
it was fun calling out the wrestlers that they didn't. I was like, there's Bam Bam Bigelow.
I love Bam Bam Bigelow.
Me too.
I watched the interview he did for this because I was fucking around. You know, I had time. So I've been watching the special features on the movies lately. Like, that's how I found out.
Oh, you're doing your job.
I know, right? It's insane. Like, it's not me at all, man. I don't watch game film, baby. I'm in the moment kind of guy.
I see.
But so I watched the like thing, and he was literally, he's like, people talk about stuntmen all the time. He's like, we're wrestlers. We do this shit for a living. He's like, we don't have stuntmen. Yeah. He's like, I've just learned how to fall the right way for 20 years. He goes, sometimes it's a harder fall to nail, and then sometimes it's, you know, but like you could just, he's like, we're on the road 230 out of 365 days a year. Yeah. Can you imagine that, bro? Like, I'm sure we work around that, but like, we're not fucking putting our bodies through that like every day.
Ric Flair was just on Joe Rogan's podcast talking about his whole history of wrestling.
Oh man,
he's wrestled,
seen all the bodies, bro.
He's wrestled more. By the way, I did not know this. I learned a lot from that episode. Ric Flair did not play a character. Ric Flair played Ric Flair.
Oh yeah.
He was real deal like that in real life.
I have his documentary at the house. Dude.
Oh yeah,
I love Ric Flair.
Yeah,
wheeling and dealing.
He's like, yeah, I got high and fucked women. He's like, I did that all my life, and then I worked out.
He wore those fucking big ass boas on the planes, man. He'd be ass naked under them.
Yeah.
And the stewardess would come to like ask his drink order, and he just fucking whip the old monster out, dude. Yeah, Ric Flair was a savage.
If you have not heard that episode, it is fucking eye opening.
His dick was wearing Rolexes.
Yeah,
like,
right. He lived that life.
Yeah,
crazy. But anyway,
can't steal it. Woo, dude. And shit, he was WCW. I'm pretty sure. Well, he may not have been at the time.
I don't think at the time
because he wouldn't. He would have been on there. But it's weird because it is like you said. They did make this movie like in the tail end of the WCW reign. Like
I'm telling you,
they had just lost the Monday Night Wars and everything. So like
this was their last straw, and it broke the camel's back.
See, but you can't put it all on this fucking movie though. Like they had been making terrible decisions. Everything after NWO was just terrible and more terrible.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's great about TikTok, bro. I've been watching all these wrestling documentaries they've been making, dude. It's fucking crazy. Like
I know, I want to go back and watch those just because it was such a time of my life when I was a kid.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think I realized the impact of it then as I do now. Like going back and watching it as an adult, I'm just like, wow, this was so fucking good. Like,
that's what me and the wife were saying as we were watching this. Like, fuck, the nostalgia hit us so hard, like way harder than I thought it was going to.
That might be why I love movies so much, because it's not just the physicality of it. It's theatrics. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's literally a soap opera.
Yeah,
with fucking dudes beating each other up, like, you know. But anyway, so David Arquette and Scott Conn, they're best friends. It's Gordy and Sean. And they're just pretty much guys that never let go of wrestling. Like I said, I've always been a fan of sports, so it was easy for me to buy into wrestling. But obviously, we all get to a point in life where it's not that you've always known it's fake, but like there was a time where I almost believed it was real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I first got into it, like when I watched Stone Cold fucking stunner somebody and they do like a fucking backflip after landing, I'm like, this guy's fucking people up.
I know, and then you would do it to your friends. And
yes,
the fact that we didn't kill our friends or my brother.
All fucking pulled wrestling moves on our siblings or cousins or friends, like you said. And that's what I did love about this movie, and I still loved about it watching it this time. Obviously, you know, there are some scenes that are just ridiculous, but like I said, it's almost like I give it a pass because David Arquette's just having fun.
Yeah. So the nostalgia hit me hard, and I did like that part about it. But other than that, this is a dog shit movie, Nick.
So, I mean,
I did not like
the plot
this
is
at
rough.
all.
The plot is rough, but I mean, it is funny though. Like I said, I love Oliver Platt's character. Like,
Yeah, he was good. Like he went just enough overboard, but it's just David Arquette was out of his mind doing this. Like how much coke was like 4 million of that was just to his coke, I would imagine.
dude, he became the WCW champion after this movie came out. Like,
By the way, he did a movie that I didn't watch, but I was looking through his filmography. Like, You Can't Kill David Arquette. What is that about? That came out not too recently. I kind of want to watch that. 2020. I want to see that.
he's not in Scream anymore.
Mm.
They finally killed him off in that.
Wow, spoilers.
You hadn't seen it?
No.
I haven't seen the new one. That happened in 5.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh.
I watched the first 3 and then I kind of was like, I'm good on Scream. So I didn't watch anymore.
4 wasn't bad.
Yeah, I heard.
I liked 4 more than I liked 3.
Mm.
But yeah, I want to see the new one. They say the new one's the best. Like,
I heard it's pretty good. Sorry for that pop.
but
Okay.
but yeah, the
So yeah, they're standing outside of a convenience store and talking to these little kids, telling them how great wrestling is. And then the store clerk comes out throwing their bikes like, wrestling's fake. It's stupid. It's for kids. Da, 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 da.
you'll be losers just like these fucking 2 losers.
Right.
You know?
I do like the little montage because it's funny. Who was it? I can't think of the wrestler. Oh, Macho Man.
Yeah.
He the real deal hit Macho Man. Like,
Oh, I know.
in real life.
I saw that in the gag reel. Oh shit! He's like,
Yeah, because I was watching some interview. He's like, yeah, I real deal hit Macho Man with like a full blown punch. R.I.P. because he was great.
right. He probably just ate it too because he's such a badass. Oh, it's okay, brother.
Hit me with a Slim Jim.
Nobody taught you how to throw a good punch.
Yeah.
You know, like
He looks so solid. Like,
Still.
fucking goddamn Macho Man.
I mean, steroids.
I know, but he ate them all.
Yeah.
He barely left anybody any steroids.
The only other customer probably better with the steroids was like Barry Bonds. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only guy that probably bought more than Macho. Macho had muscles at an age that nobody's had those muscles at that age.
Right.
Except for maybe like Arnold.
I was gonna
Stallone.
Stallone is at that.
But he's still got to be on the juice, bro.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, think about it, bro. When I watched Expendables 3 and shit, I was just like, bro, there's no fucking way this man is 65 years old and this fucking ripped naturally. There's no fucking way.
The fact that he's still alive is amazing.
Dude,
And apparently he's still trying to make those action movies.
I mean, I love him for it, you know? I mean, you don't want to see him like playing character dramas.
No.
and shit.
I mean, he
Like,
can't act, so that's all
Actually,
he can do.
I will say this for Sly, dude. I watched fucking Tulsa King, and I mean, I know he's just playing a mobster, but like, he's good at it. He's pretty good at it. Like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
You know, he gets to do the fingers.
Yeah.
You know,
I could see him hamming that shit up.
dude, he kills it. Like, it's pretty good. He does a little badassery here and there. You know, slam a motherfucker's head into
Right.
something. But yeah, so he's drinking this slushy, and he's like having a daydream about he goes in to get a refill, and him and the clerk get into it, and they're like doing like cutting a promo almost like
Yeah.
well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, you know, and shit like that, and he ends up. It's pretty cool, I thought, how they turned the convenience store into a ring. And he like fucking suplexes him, man, and all the shit falls off the shelves. I was like, that's badass. I
Right.
would love to do that to somebody. Like,
It's fucking what dreams are made of when it comes to little boys. That's all we want to do is just like break shit and fuck our friends up.
yep. And so, of course, Macho Man is the store clerk's partner, and then he's got Jimmy the King, who is Oliver Platt's character. I do like the fact that they got a good actor to play the wrestler part instead of just getting a wrestler.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sure wrestling fans are pissed off that I'm saying that, but like,
I kind of wish they would have made a better character, I guess.
I don't know. His backstory was kind of like, I get that he's supposed to be a loser and shit, but like, I don't know. I just felt like the son was too much. Like they could have went without the son storyline.
I liked it.
Yeah.
That fucked up teeth. Like,
That was funny as fuck when he's like, I know I'm jumping around, but he's like, I'm going to do
Goddamn.
right by you. I'm going to do right by you. I'm going to pay off my debt. I'm going to take care of you like I always should have. Oh my God, I'm going to get that boy a damn good dentist. I fucking died laughing, dude.
goddamn, look at that girl.
I mean, how you doing, boy? How you doing, baby? I love that he called everybody baby. Like,
Yeah.
Oliver Platt, like I said, man, he fucking killed this movie, dude. He carried it. And the old dude, Sal Bandini, want to wrestle? I love that fucking old guy. I'm just finishing up with the high school wrestling team.
Call me ignorant. Is that like based off of somebody? Because the wife asked me, like, is he a real wrestler? Is he like somebody in history?
I mean, maybe. I think they're just kind of like poking fun at like the old trainer,
Yeah.
shtick.
Okay.
But
she was asking me, she's just like, that he feels like he's a real person. Like he would have been a real person. I was like, I know, right?
I mean, that old dude, yeah. But so yeah, they his dad. I love the shit. I don't know why I laugh so hard about the shit with his dad. His dad being a cop and making like his dad's a cop, his mom's a cop, and his sister's a cop. And they want him to be a cop, and he doesn't. Obviously, all he cares about is wrestling. And but he's like, your sister shot her first perk today. She's like, wow, congratulations, Gabby.
So the dad pulls up, and obviously these guys are BFFs. He's known this guy, and he starts to frisk him, and the first thing he does is grab his nuts. Handful of nuts. Like, what the fuck was that? I don't know. It was weird to me. Like, you know who this kid is, and you're just going to get a whole handful.
He's like, so wouldn't it be nice to be on the other side of this search? He goes, you want me to grab your nuts? I thought that was funny. Point to Sean.
Yeah.
But yeah, they nobody ever calls me. Oh, telemarketer.
Wow.
Go ahead and
Getting bad lately.
Go ahead and silence that. Anyways, so yeah, like his dad's just like telling him he needs to stop being a kid and stop fucking around with wrestling, but you can't tell him shit tonight because him and Sean, his best friend, they got tickets to go see Monday Night Nitro.
Can I tell you the nastiest part of this whole fucking movie?
Oh, the shit thing?
They're eating sandwiches.
Dude, I don't think I ever noticed it before, but I noticed it so hard. And you are right. It is so fucking gross. Like, they're literally...
foot.
Not even. They smelled it, bro. They smelled it.
At least they hear it. Some like splashing
they're
down.
having to look through the dripping shit to talk to each other. You can't make me believe they weren't smelling. How is that not having some kind of bounce drip
Right.
onto your fucking burger, man?
Yeah.
God,
That shit was so nasty.
I was like, yeah, when I was watching, I was like, I don't know how I never unsaw this. Like,
Right.
And so yeah, they clean porta potties for a living. It's not good.
It's a good living. It's a living. It's not a good living.
Is it? Yeah, it's not a good living, but then it still kind of makes you feel bad because.
Well, they also do like septic tanks and stuff. That's what they do is empty septic tanks.
And Sean's like, this is the only thing I have from my dad is this business and this truck, and it's like this old rusted up fucking shit truck,
Literally.
And he's like, I gotta use the bathroom. He's like, the burgers went into me pretty bad, and he's like, Gordon, don't do it. He's like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just standing here. He's like, friends don't do it to each other. He's like, no, I know. If you fucking do this to me, Jimmy King's gonna get hurt. And he's like,
why would you say that?
He's like, not gonna fucking do it. So he goes in there and he's like taking a shit, reading the paper. You just know he's gonna fuck with him. So he takes the hose and shoves it in the back, and he's like, no one can hurt the king. Fucking turns the fucking vacuum on.
I don't mind this because this is true, like friendship guy shit.
No,
We
I was
fuck
just
with
about
each
to
other
say, if you
constantly.
ever did that to me, we're not friends anymore. If you suck my asshole down through a porta potty. First of all,
we're not real friends.
I'm never gonna shit in a porta potty. So like, you don't have
This
to worry
is true.
about that. I would shit on the ground before I would shit in a porta
I
potty.
had to do it once because I was at work and they were remodeling all the bathrooms at once, and all they had was outside was porta potties. And I ate something that did not agree with me, and I had to shit. And I was like, I guess I'm shitting in a porta potty.
I mean,
It was the only time in my life, but it was a dire emergency.
some people may be like, "Oh man, you fucking pussy, you won't shit in a porta potty." Fuck that shit, bro. Have you been inside one
You're
of the
not.
fucking things?
You're not just sitting in your own shit. You're sitting in everybody else's shit.
And like, I don't know why people act like they ain't never used a bathroom before, man. There'll be shit on the seat.
Yeah.
Shit everywhere, bro, on the walls. Like, who the fuck raised you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, a bunch of heathens.
But yeah, like, I'm sorry, man. I'll hold it. before I go use a porta potty.
I couldn't.
There's no fucking way.
You ever had to shit so bad you almost pulled off on the
Well,
side of
that's
the
what I
road?
said. I would shit outside. I would shit on the ground before I would shit in a porta potty.
Yeah. I remember
Not as dirty.
I was this is actually Valentine's Day. One day, Valentine's Day, I was coming back from a friend's, and I was probably a mile from my house, and I had to shit so bad. I like pulled over to the side of the road. I'm like, I'm gonna have to shit on the side of the road, but I was like, no, we're gonna hold it. I'm not a fucking animal, so I fucking clenched up. I made it home, but I was so close.
It's like scientifically proven. The closer you get to your house, the more your asshole knows.
It's because it knows.
It knows. Like, hey, man, I know we're almost at the finish line, but I'm at the finish line.
Yeah, right.
And then it's like prairie dogging you, bro.
Yeah.
It's bad. All right, well, let's get back on that episode because I feel like this is starting to turn into a shit talk.
It is.
An hour long
It's the shit show.
Talk. But yeah, so they have their little moment.
There's a lot of shit in this movie
for
because they clean porta
for a good
potties.
15 minutes for sure. Yeah, but they kind of veered from it a little bit.
Yeah. So they go to the Nitro show.
Right, and Jimmy King is supposed to be going against Diamond Dallas Page, which Mick also loves. He does the yoga or whatever.
DDP yoga.
Yeah, which I guess is a real thing. It like saved Jake the Snake's life. Like he had no mobility from all the years of drugs and wrestling, and like DDP took him into his home and like fucking got him back in shape, and like now he can move around and shit. I thought that was pretty cool.
There is a before and after of an old vet that could barely walk, and he started doing the DDP yoga, and by the end of the video, he was running. Like that DDP yoga sure works.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's supposed, and Dallas Diamond Page is playing the bad guy in this one. Him and Joe, forget his last name. He was in Sopranos.
Joe Pantoliano.
Yeah.
Joe Pantoliano. Poliano. Could you say that, please?
Pantoliano.
Pantoliano. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. Apparently,
I've just watched so many mob documentaries.
I figured
I could read the shit out of some Italian.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's playing like your Vince Russo, your Eric Bischoff / Vince McMahon role. And he, of course, hates fucking Jimmy because he's a fat slob and he's a drunk. And
Well, you find out through the movie, like, he's an actual piece of shit.
he was a good wrestler at one point, but now he's kind of like,
He's just a fat slob.
he's just kind of like a has-been now. Like
Yeah.
he's not appreciative of where he's at in the wrestling world.
Mm-hmm. But he still has so many, like, diehard fans.
Well, because I mean, it's like Hulk Hogan. Like, you hear so many stories about how big of a shitbag Hulk Hogan was, but like, that was their fucking Superman, dude. Like, if you grew up watching wrestling in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, like, you were a Hulk Hogan fan.
Yeah, my dad, anytime he watched wrestling, it was because of Hulk Hogan.
I even liked Hulk Hogan when he was like NWO and he went bad, dude. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I had the game and everything. I still have it. Like, that is one thing I was like, it really did, like, for all the flaws that it has in this movie, like, I'm not a buck to it. I know that 65% of this movie is arguably shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it for just the pure nostalgic fun, like, I even plugged in a wrestling game, bro.
I
Like,
wanted to. There was
you know
old
what I
Sega
mean?
games that, the old Sega wrestling games that I used to love playing.
I have one of those. It's I think it's WWF.
Mm-hmm.
I have that on Sega. But I played WCW versus NWO
Yeah.
on 64 after this because it's just like, it's cool as fuck. Like, I don't know, man. It made me think, like, maybe I gave up on wrestling a little too early in life.
Right. Well, it's making a comeback.
Well, I mean, there's still a good percentage of grown men that.
Well, the AEW is like taking off like crazy.
Yeah, well, the guy that got as champion now, man, he is funny as shit.
Mhm.
The MGF.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's
I watched
funny.
clips of him
Dude,
and he
he's
is
just
hilarious.
tearing into people, man. I love
Yeah.
it, dude.
He's like the
He's a great heel champion.
Yeah.
Like, you want to hate him, but like, he's just good. He's just good. But yeah,
Larry Bird of wrestling.
yeah, he's killing it, and he's letting you know how good he is too.
Right.
Like, I love that. They even had him on Impractical Jokers
Oh, really?
not too long ago, and he fucking chest slapped one of them. They're like, "It's fake. It ain't that hard." He fucking leveled him with that shit. He's like, "Well, take two more then if they're not that bad." He's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." His chest was red as shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're riding back, and it's pretty much like an ambush, like before, because Jimmy's late because he's drunk and God knows whatever gutter he has to crawl out of to come to wrestling. And he tells Diamond Dallas Page, he's like, "Hey man, tonight's your night. You remember I said I was going to take care of you?" He's like, "The king's done." He's like, "Hell yeah, it's about time." And so Jamie gets out there and they start they're wrestling. He's like, "I see you still don't give a shit about being on time." And he's like, "I got stuck in traffic, baby." So they lock up and like they do normal wrestling moves, and then all of a sudden, fucking Dallas Page hits his ass with a real punch.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well,
so what the fuck are you doing?"
And he fucking throws him into the ropes and like fucking hits him again, and then he's literally just beating the shit out of him. And so Diamond Dallas Page posse comes out, and it's fucking Sid Vicious, Bam Bam Bigelow. Forgot the other guy's name. But he's in like an all camo and stuff.
I didn't know his name.
Yeah, I vaguely remember him, but I didn't know who he was. Yeah. But they all come out and they start stomping him for real. So then the King's posse comes out, and you're like, holy shit, they're gonna come save him. And like they all start beating the shit out of him too. And it's Booker T, fucking just so many fucking cool people, man.
I love Booker T.
I do too, man. I love King Booker, all that, man. He's such a good character. But yeah, they all come out and they start stomping. So he's just laying in the ring all bloodied up, and Diamond Dallas just lays across him to pin him, like, because he can't move.
Well, they did the 4-man post.
Oh yeah, the something of doom or whatever. He's like, nobody can survive this. But it's funny because David Arquette's watching this like a child would. Like he believes it all the way, like. He's like, "No, not the king. The king can't go down." And then, Sean's like, "I told you not to suck my ass through the thing." He's like, "You fucking jinxed him." And he's like, no.
You want to know a fun fact that I learned when I was a kid and I felt betrayed? You know those signs that they hold up? Mm-hmm. You just buy those out in the front lobby?
They don't make them and bring them?
No, they just buy them.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure some people make them. For the most part, they just buy them out in the lobby. I learned that as a kid, and I was like, fucking... felt betrayed.
Wow, I mean,
it's like they all look so nice.
If you love me, Dad, you'll buy me the $40 sign to hold up.
Right.
You have to hold it up because I'm not tall enough.
It reminds me of the Dogma when it came out. Kevin Smith was talking about it. He's like, he made a super nice sign, and then there was a dude that had a piece of cardboard that said "Dogma is dog shit" written in marker. Anyway.
That is good.
So yeah, they're pretty upset about this, and they're like, "We're gonna go redeem the king," and they're gonna try and find him.
When they wreck the shit truck.
Mm-hmm.
They're both crying and like, fucking allergies, stupid, no good fucking allergies.
Well, it is pretty a big deal. Like that's fucking hazardous waste. They have to bring out the hazmat suits and everything.
Dude, they're like. We're firemen. We're not shit. We're not janitors. And he's like, well, who the fuck do you think's going to clean it up? Because it ain't going to be me. And that fucking semi hits it with toilet paper and they spin the fucking shit.
Oh my God.
They all get sprayed with it.
It was a low hanging fruit. Fucking toilet paper.
Still laughed.
Oh, I forgot about the bracelets. What would King
do? Yeah. Yeah, he's like flexing on him about it. It's like, what would Jimmy do? What would the king do?
Yeah. But he's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. He's like, I made you one too.
He's like, awesome, bro. So awesome. And I was just like I said, it has its cute moments. Like it's definitely
it doesn't do a good job at showing them as like real friends. Like I feel like these dudes really hung out outside of the movie.
Well, I was just about to say, man, I was like the last day of shooting and it's on there. It's called No Holds Barred on the DVD.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally David Arquette and Scott Conn fucking wrestling in the ring like that they have in the cage isn't down, but like they're just wrestling in it and they're like fucking throwing each other off the ropes and like
little fucking kids.
Yeah, suplexing each other. And I was just like, literally, this is what all this movie was. It's just like fucking being a juvenile again.
Yeah.
Like,
I had to rent the movie. Thankfully I found it. I was worried for a second.
I was too. Like
I kept putting in Royal Rumble, and I couldn't find it. I was like, oh fuck, I don't think I'm gonna find this movie, but realized I was typing it in wrong.
I love the cover too. Fucking them getting just flexed on in the head. Like, whose arm is that?
Right.
Because they're fucking yacked.
That's God's arm that came down to take this photo.
Oh, and what's her name? Super fucking fine in this movie from Planet Terror. Rose McGowan. God, she's killing it.
Mm-hmm. She really is.
Whew. She's at like prime hotness.
I was gonna say this is like definitely the Jawbreaker is what I was thinking of with her.
She was on Charm too.
I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch a lot of it, but I had a crush on Shannon Doherty when I was a kid.
Fun fact: I've never watched Planet Terror.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's the better out of the two Grindhouse movies.
Yeah. Well, I've seen Death Proof, but
and you know I'm a fucking Tarantino man, dude.
Yeah.
But
I know
Planet Terror was pretty cool.
I've been wanting to get it, but I've been wanting to like buy it. There's a combo pack with 2 of them in there, but people are wanting way too much money for it. So I'm waiting for like a good person to like give me a fucking decently priced copy.
I could buy you Planet Terror. I find it all the time.
Do you find it?
I just bought it for $0.25 the other day.
But yeah, find me a copy because I want to watch it. I just don't want to. I want to actually own it.
But you don't want Death Proof? Because I find it too. So.
Give me both of them. I don't have either of them, so.
All right, man. I guess I'll invest 50 cents for you. Right. Calm down.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, I got the ones like I don't know if they were meant to go together in some kind of pack, but I bought them separately at different days and shit. But they both look like the old covers, like they're like graded bad or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I have both of them now. So.
Nice. Kind of jealous. Just give me those, and then when you find them, you could just replace them.
I mean, I'll find you some more.
So yeah, they go on the hunt for Jimmy the King, and then they go to his ex-wife house, which is the lady from Sabrina. Which have you ever seen her stand up?
Yeah, she's funny.
She's fucking funny.
She is funny.
She's hilarious. But she's like, I ain't seen him in 2 years. Tell him he owes like child support.
Yeah.
And then they go around the side and they find his son. His girl is fucked up.
You guys bounty hunters? I'll help you find him. They're like,
I get half.
They're like, you know the king? He's like, this piece of shit used to be my father. And he's like, the King Jimmy Jr. And he's like, my name's Frank. Or Franklin, something like that. And yeah, his grill, he's got teeth on top of teeth.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Well, it just looks like he just put a bunch of metal in his mouth. And that's what's holding his mouth together.
My God, I'm going to get that boy a damn good dentist.
But then they go to his parents and they say that
he stole
his RV and parked it in a certain lot. So they go there. He's dressed as a fucking woman to try to hide out from all these collectors because God knows he owes everybody money.
Yeah, because he's just drunk now.
Mm-hmm.
So he throws a bottle through the window, and they're like, we just want to talk to you for 5 minutes. You know,
how much money you got?
They end up having like $30, so he lets him in, and then he ends up sending him on a beer run. But they're like trying to get him back into it because, like I said, they're just big fans. They don't realize that it's like a show, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, y'all know it's all a show, right? Like it's not real. They're like just looking at him like, what do you mean? Like, what are you telling me right now?
Yeah.
And then they start naming like all the crazy shit that happened to him when he was wrestling. Like Sting broke your back with a bat, and you jumped out of your wheelchair 2 weeks later. He's like, you didn't think I really did that, did you? So like he starts getting pissed off. So they like try to fuck with him to like get him back, like show some fight, you know. So he grabs his leg. Well, he ends up kicking him in the face, and then he fucking body slams one of them, and then he fucking crowns him, which that's like his move. He jumps off the rope and crowns it. They're like, crown us. They love that shit. Like. So he fucking jumps off the fucking little couch and fucking wails on him. And they loved it. Like, you know. So they're like, let's go on a beer run, man. And they end up talking him into, well, he just wants to like sucker punch DDT and shit. DDP for doing that to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have any goals or ambition of like getting his shit back.
I was gonna say, yeah, he didn't really think this through.
Yeah, he just wants like one more fuck you to them.
Right.
Know? So they put him in a porta potty, and it's like one of my favorite scenes of the movie.
I was gonna say it's kind of smart, you know, the whole shit stick like kind of makes sense.
And now like backroom brawls and shit are like a big part of wrestling now. You know, that's like, you know. So he's sitting in the urinal, and then of course Paige and Joe, they end up start talking shit about him. Oh, I'm Jimmy King. As soon as I finish these beers, you know, they're all laughing at him. Shit. He's like, you like that? He's like, well, let's go live. We'll record it. Record me doing the joke. And then, of course, he jumps out with the fucking, with a toilet lid and starts fucking whooping Diamond Dallas with it. Throws him in the shitter. And I love that David Arquette and Scott Conn, they go and they scissor hold fucking... The
way he slid into that shit was so smooth.
Like they practiced that shit.
Yeah, they did.
We're Jimmy. He's like, who the fuck are y'all? He's like, we're Jimmy King fans, bitch. He's like, got him in a sleeper hold. Diamond Dallas whoops some ass, but then Bam Bam Bigelow fucking slams this dude into a fucking Hummer. And then they throw Sid Vicious throws him over the top of it.
Yeah, it reminds me of those old school backroom brawls that you used to see on television. And then they try to crown him. He's well,
if it was the hardcore champion, he could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to defend the hardcore championship.
And then he's like, it doesn't count.
Wasn't sanctioned. So he's like, we'll beat you any match, anywhere, anytime. And he's like, he doesn't even have to win. He just has to survive.
And well, you win, and if he does, he'll win $1 million.
It's like, we're gonna give you everything you want, right in one.
Yep.
But of course, Oliver Platt knows what's going on. He's like, they're gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Like, you think this shit's funny? Like, they're gonna fucking kill me.
It's like a mob hit.
And he's like trying to like, no, whoa, wait a minute.
It's because he's like a cage match, and he's like, no.
Triple fucking cage match, and he's like, yeah.
We'll fucking be there.
So they start partying, and of course the dancers come, and like, I like this part. I thought it was funny because she's like, so you were pretty awesome in that backstage fight or whatever. She's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm here for him. He starts putting in the key, and he's just fucking chugging a fucking thing of brandy like a fucking fishbowl. Just killing it.
I don't know why I didn't put two and two together. I'm like, why is she into him? Like, I didn't think about it being a setup.
Right.
I just thought she was really into dumb dudes.
Right.
Because some girls are.
Some are. But yeah, he's like, I have your poster up on my wall. And she's like, oh, what, this one? And she does like a thing. He's like,
a couple poses. He's like, nah, this one. He gets up on the car.
Sticks his ass out.
It reminds me of oh fuck, what is that one movie with Ryan Reynolds and Christmas movie? Just Friends?
Yeah, Just Friends.
Okay. And his little brother was asking Anna Faris, like, she's like, so you have my picture on my wall? Which one? He's like, that one. He's like, do you jerk off to it?
So much.
So hot.
He was going to hit that ass too.
Yeah, it was.
But that shit was hilarious. But yeah, he's like, no, this one. And she's like, oh, that's my favorite. He's like, mine too. But then you find out that Sinclair, he just put her on there for him. But so they go see Sal Mandini, and he's pretty much showing him. He's like, you're a big guy. He's like, but you're soft. You don't know shit about real wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it because that old man starts whooping his ass. And he's like, come on, King, it's embarrassing. And he like finally kicks him in the face.
They thought he'd killed him.
That crazy old bastard was going to kill me.
You didn't have to kick him in the face.
You kicked him in the face, King. He's like, I just gave him a little flick.
That old man springs back up. He was great, though. I loved him. I forgot how much I loved this part of this movie.
Oliver Platt, man. I hope to God they had a good cup on him because he got his balls crushed in this fucking
There's so many ball kicks in this movie.
So many, dude.
Like, this has to be highest count of ball kicks in the movie.
Well, shit, it gets him the title, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one right up in between with the arm, dude.
Yeah.
Gets that shit. But yeah, so they fuck up the trainer to like send him a message like, this is what's gonna happen to you type of deal. And I love it because the old man just starts beating the fuck out of Sid Vicious and Saturn. Like, they send two professional wrestlers to break into this old man's house.
Right. I forgot about Saturn too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, Saturn, fuck.
But he puts him in like this fucking torture lock, and he's like, who sent you? And then Sid Vicious has to break a fucking chair over his back to fucking stop him.
Send him to the hospital.
Oh, because you know they stopped him out.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt their pride. Fucking 90-year-old man folds you like a chair.
Right. The only option is to kill him.
He
Get
said,
him as close to death as possible.
I love it. They're like, how you doing, baby? And he's like, my insides have been beat to hell. I'm shitting tapioca. I feel like I'm 20 again. Like, even that, he's like, still fuck it. Don't you worry about me. Also love when he's like, I'm going to go get him a Butterfinger. And Oliver Platt just looks depressed as fuck. And Scott Conn looks over and he's like, what's wrong, King? And he's like, can I have a peanut butter? Or can I have a Butterfinger?
Right. I love it when they're leaving the fucking hospital. He's like, you broke my Butterfinger. And then he grabs it and throws it. I felt bad. Like,
He
if you take
literally looked like, why did you do this to me?
You're right. I would have been so mad. I would have cried a little.
Broke my Butterfinger, baby. I love the way he talked in this movie. I thought it was so
great.
funny.
But he reminds me of the guy. Never mind. You haven't seen it. What We Do in the Shadows, like TV show. Like one of the vampires reminds me of him a lot. Like they could be brothers. But anyway.
Oh, you're talking about Laszlo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Laszlo's funny. I've seen a couple of the...
I thought it was him for a second.
The comedian's name that plays him is Matt Berry.
Yeah.
And he's done a bunch of stuff like in Australia or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty funny. I've seen
fucking hilarious.
Seen a couple of his reels on YouTube on stuff. But
stop watching YouTube reels. Go watch the real thing. Stop getting highlights.
It's just TV, man, that I'm never gonna get. Like, you know what I mean? I don't do it with important shit. Like, it just shows that I don't feel like sitting through hours and hours of dialogue and shit just to see.
You drive me crazy with
just
that
to
shit.
see 10 minutes of dragons, bro. Like, I think it's a genius. Supercuts, bro.
No,
it's the future of television. Supercuts.
You're ruining this country.
You get the best part of the show.
You're missing all the substance,
all
though.
the dumb shit that I don't care about. Like, I want to know who back crossed, double crossed, everybody. Show me where the bodies are, dude. And that's what's great. I've seen every episode of Game of Thrones, just like you have. I just saw a condensed meat. I just saw the meat.
Trimmed the fat.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What's this shit like from anime back in the day? I just cut out the fucking...
the power up, the whatever, the Kamea. What is it called?
I know.
Kai version?
Damn, if you would have told me, I would have been able to say it. Filler.
Yeah, the filler.
I'm just not watching filler anymore.
Game of Thrones is all substance. There's
filler.
no filler. For the first few seasons, anyway.
Well, the YouTube supercuts beg to differ. Because I saw every character arc all the way through.
I hate you.
In 15 minutes. It was beautiful. The Hound was my favorite.
I'm going to change this podcast. My pick is going to be each episode of Game of Thrones. And we're going to go through it one by one and talk about each episode.
You can pick 2 episodes because they're an hour apiece. So like what we do, that'll be a 2-hour movie.
Yeah. You want me to do that? Keep talking shit. We're gonna do
terrible, bro.
I will make you slodge through it with us.
Do you realize giving we pick bi-weekly, that would take you the next
couple
5
of years, yeah.
To knock that out.
Right.
This is probably 12, 13 episodes a season.
Yeah, there's 52 weeks in a year. I get about 25, 26 of them, so that's a season. 2 seasons maybe.
Just to show some dragons. Not worth it.
So yeah, they finally talk him into doing it, to getting back into wrestling. He's like, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
And they go back and it's a triple cage match
yeah.
against DDP.
And a bunch of friends.
Well, the friends show up later.
Right. When
DDP is getting his ass kicked.
Oh, well, you gotta know that Gordo, he doesn't go with them.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that training part because while wrestling is scripted, dude, the motherfuckers are still taking them lumps.
Yeah, you're still falling. Have you fallen lately? Because it hurts.
Dude, the guy that says it, he's like, everybody knows wrestling is fake. Did you know that those are the guys that shit in the urine of the porta potties at the beginning of the movie?
Mm-mm.
And we're making fun of them?
Yeah.
Those were the first 2 guys that stepped into the ring to try out for the posse.
Oh, right.
And he's like, everyone knows. Remember, because he holds up his tool belt and shit and hands it to his buddy?
Yeah.
Those are the same 2 guys from the beginning of the movie that were making fun of them
That's
about
funny.
being in wrestling. And he's like, everyone knows wrestling is fake. He goes, fucking elbows the shit out of, like, forearm smashes this motherfucker. And he's like, that feel fake? Because it's true. Like, yeah, bitch, it's fake, but like,
it's fake to an extent.
You're still feeling this shit. Like, they're pulling their punches. They're not completely not hitting you. Like, you're still taking a little bit. But yeah, and like I said, the slams and all that is your back.
When you're coming off the top rope onto that, like, there's only so much you can do to prevent that from.
And I mean, you're really depending on the guy that you're landing on to help you kind of brace your fall a little bit. Like, have you ever noticed that? Like, they'll kind of catch them when they're coming down.
Yeah.
You know, like Rey Mysterio will do a triple fucking backflip off of the top rope, but you need that big motherfucker that you're landing on to kind of brace your fall a little bit.
Fun fact, Rey Mysterio was supposed to be in this, but he had an injury. He couldn't make it.
Yeah, because
I was sad about that.
I think that's why they got that guy in the camo, because his style's similar.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot of crazy shit.
I fucking love Rey Mysterio. He's a fucking next level wrestler.
I have his Funko Pop.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah, I love Rey Mysterio.
I got his still fucking going after it too.
I think it's cool that they've still kept him in it, and they got the thing, like, his big storyline right now is him and his son don't fuck with each other.
Oh yeah.
And his son's like in the heel faction, and then of course Rey is like a legend, and like they just fought at WrestleMania, and like Rey beat the shit out of his son. Like, it was great.
That would be pretty funny.
It was cool.
Oh man, I'm sorry I missed it.
But yeah, there's so many. Oh dude, and Goldberg, man.
Yeah, Goldberg actually has a nice little.
I would say this, dude. After watching The Longest Yard, I'm not gonna say Goldberg couldn't act, but like, he did a good job for like the little bit he was in this. I know it wasn't like a lot, but that scene where he's like you could almost feel like they were friends at one point. He's like, man, I used to be a Jimmy fan too. He goes, but you got to realize, guys, he's not the guy that you think he is.
Yeah, whenever he was on screen, I looked at the wife and I was like, you ever wonder why I want to do steroids? And I point at Goldberg and I'm like, that's why.
Goldberg's massive.
He is a fucking monster. I remember when they first introduced him into wrestling.
Dude, he went like 100 something matches without losing.
He didn't talk. He never talked. He went. He was like
Kane.
Well, Kane, but I was gonna say like the Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior?
No, the movie, The Warrior.
Oh yeah, Tommy.
Yeah, he would go in the ring, just beat their ass, and then walk off. Yeah. That's how Goldberg was at first. He would just go in, win, and then walk off the screen.
Well, it's like I said, since I've been watching all those documentaries, that's because Goldberg didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Oh, really?
He was a football player.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that.
He got cut. He got cut from his team and didn't have a job. And Vince McMahon looked at him and was like, "You might have something going there." So they introduced it like he was just this like no nonsense, no talking badass, and he would literally come out there, they'd shoot off the fireworks, he'd spit the fucking water out or whatever, or the sparks. He'd have the fucking sparks hit him. He'd go down there, he'd jackhammer, spear a motherfucker, pin him, and then like that was it.
And walk off.
They did this for 3 months, and people were eating that shit up.
I did. I drank the Kool-Aid so hard.
That was like my last hurrah in wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Because like I said, like when they started to form them together. That's when I was like, yeah, I don't know.
We probably stopped watching about the same time.
But yeah, WWF, I remember they won the Monday Night War because Mankind versus fucking The Undertaker.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest pay-per-views. I haven't seen many wrestling pay-per-views, but I saw that one and it was awesome. Like, that's the one that they talk about. That and the they put each other in a grave match. Like, that was the only way that they could win. They buried their opponent.
No.
Crazy fucking pay-per-view. But yeah, that, and then, like I said, Goldberg was, like, reigning supreme at that time. And they had NWO. That was kind of like all WCW had left. But, yeah, Goldberg was that guy. Like, he was the last big-time, like, WCW star before they merged into one company. But yeah, they get to the match and Jimmy is he's nervous, but when Scott Kahn goes out there as his manager in this pimp suit.
I know, the fucking suit goes hard.
You look good, baby. Thanks. I feel good. He goes, "You ready for this?" I guess. Hell yeah.
I love, did you recognize, I'm sure obviously you recognize, I saw the ICP shirt in the stands.
Yes. I was just like, damn, boy. I said, that takes me back
It
right
takes
there.
me so back.
I had that fucking shirt, dude.
Yeah. I had those albums.
Amazing Jekyll Brothers, that's
Yeah.
fire, dude. I have all the Jekyll cards. Like, the only one of their albums I don't think I have is the Mighty Death Pop, their last big one. I didn't get that one.
I don't have them anymore.
Oh, they're still in my house somewhere, buried in some CD thing.
Yeah.
But
I'm sad my truck doesn't have a CD player. You know how mad I was? I got
Yeah.
a brand new fucking truck and it doesn't have a CD player.
Well, I mean, you have all your music on your phone, though.
I guess, but I still like the art of getting a CD out and
Hey,
popping it in.
Who you talking to, bro? It's still 1995 in my
I
car.
know you have these old ass mixtapes that you made in the 9th grade,
That's right.
and they are true mixtapes.
Yes.
Like they are a little bit of everything. We'll go from Britney Spears to Tupac.
Whatever's on there, man. I got a different kind of music taste, you know?
Yeah, you'll have some country sprinkled in there. Like, what the fuck is this? This is a true mixtape.
It was, dude. You rode with me that one day. I forgot, where were we going? To the movies? I
Probably.
think so. And, or the flea market, one or the other. And you were like, what the fuck is on this CD, bro? And I'm just like, hey, man, I'm into what I'm into.
Right. It's like you were listening to 93.3 and you were just writing down the songs that you liked and
That's
then made
a
a
good
CD on it.
That's a good one. Then go over to 98 Rock for a little bit.
Right,
That's
right.
a good one, dude. Switch over to 97.5. But yeah, the last match is pretty cool. There's a lot of slams, a lot of.
Well, before that, he got with Sting as like, do not let him reach the top.
If he somehow gets up there,
I
he's
will
like,
kill you.
He's like, I'll kill you if you fuck this up. And Sting
He should know better because Sting doesn't play that shit.
Sting gave him that look, like, all right, bitch.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's why I love Sting because he always played by his own rules. He didn't follow other people's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like he did what he thought was right.
He killed that's the fucking black shit he used to wear, the with the scorpion on
Oh
it.
God, yeah.
That was dope.
I'm so glad he got away from Surfer Sting.
Yeah. Colorful Sting, man.
Surfer Sting was not it.
the blonde buzz cut.
Yeah, but the black metal Sting, that shit goes hard.
The crow Sting, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
The crow Sting, yeah.
You know, Scott Hall gave him that idea.
Oh really?
He saw him getting his shit ready one day and he's getting all these colors out and he's like, you ever seen the movie The Crow? He's like, you should watch that, man. There's something there. And then he said Sting went and saw it, and then the next day he was painted up in all black.
Oh, that's not. I did not know that actually. Because yeah, I always felt like Surfer Sting was like a little bit off from Macho Man thing. Like
they
when
were
Macho
trying to-
Man was in all the color and shit.
It's in those documentaries. They were trying to sell Sting as like the next like baby face.
Yeah.
They wanted him to be like the superhero, you know, the Captain America type guy. And when he was doing that was when NWO started hitting off, and they were like, Hulk Hogan's a fucking bad guy now. So like for a while it was just Sting versus everybody else in
Yeah.
WCW, and then eventually he took on the Crow appearance and he stopped talking.
Yeah.
Like he took it so serious that like even when they weren't rolling camera, like he just didn't talk to people.
Yeah.
And it kind of like built up a mystery around him, you know, like, do we even know this fucking guy anymore? Like maybe he really did lose his shit. And like, then he started coming down from the fucking rafters with the bats. And then like, you know what I mean? He really saved WCW for a while.
Oh, 100%. He's the one that made AEW so big.
Yeah, he's
Because
still
he's
killing
60
it now.
years old and he's wrestling. Like,
Yeah.
I talked about this before, but if you've not seen Sting wrestle as an old man, it's fucking incredible.
Still good.
He still looks amazing. It's the reason he's the GOAT.
The juice.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, but his body can handle it because he's a
He's got
god.
a jawline like a fucking superhero, bro.
You
like,
punch that, your
You're
hand
gonna
breaks.
break your hand, dude.
Right.
Like Chuck Norris. I don't know if Chuck Norris has a jaw that hard.
No.
Dude. But there is a third fist behind that beard. Fuck yeah. Walker, Texas Ranger.
So him and DDP and Jimmy get up to the top,
Mm.
and then
Sting comes by,
yeah,
fucking kicks him off the third one.
yeah.
They kick and they both end up falling to the first part
Right,
of the
but I
cage.
love that he like body slammed him through all the cages. That
Oh,
shit
yeah,
looked
that's
cool.
Some
I
Mick
f-
Foley shit.
Yeah, I was like, that's some real deal.
That would have definitely killed him.
100%.
Um,
Still cool to
just
watch.
carried him off though.
Yeah.
I love how it shows him like give a little head twitch to like let you know he's not dead. But yeah, he wins the belt. And I love when Sting lands it and fucking Scott Hall goes up. He's like, Jimmy King's all right in my book. And he's like, you love Jimmy King. I love Jimmy King. We're both men and we love other men. And it's okay. He fucking punches him. And then David Arquette's like, not do me. Not do me.
I'm not gonna lie. If I had the opportunity to catch
Get punched
one
in the face by Sting? Yeah.
100% I would take it.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You got to.
Yeah.
Stories to tell your kids, like grandkids shit. Yeah.
I got hit by that man.
Yeah, man, it was fucking great. That's like taking a shot from Mike Tyson. Like, if I don't die, I'm a fucking champion.
I told you that before on the podcast, and you're like, you would take a full-blown hit from Mike Tyson. I'm like, yes, 100%. I want to know what it feels like.
Yeah, see, like, if he's just fucking around and gives me, like, a little jab, that's one thing, bro. But if he's pissed off and wanting to hurt you,
he would kill you, yes.
He would break your face,
He would be like Jason Voorhees in, I don't remember, the one where he's in New York. And he punches the dude's head off. That's you.
Yeah, not doing that. That guy is fucking goes somewhere else, man. Like, you could tell Mike Tyson is like
they say that all the time. They see it in his eyes. He's like, he goes blank. Like, there's nothing behind his eyes when he's fighting.
Right. Like, he's ready to
He's
kill
an
you.
animal.
Yeah.
He is one of those tigers that he carried around.
You like my cat? You want to play with my cat? Yeah, dude, like. But yeah, dude, like I said, this movie had a lot of nostalgia in it. I had a couple good hearty laughs.
It got a couple of laughs for me, but only because it was so dumb. You know, I was like, this is so fucking stupid. It like made me laugh.
When he yells at his dad at the beginning and he's like, wrestling's fake. And he's like, wrestling is not. I was just like, the 8-year-old in me was like, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see me saying that to somebody. Like, stupid shit like that made me laugh. Like, the stuff with the old man, I love that.
I did like that part, yeah. And like you said, Oliver Platt's great.
Yeah, I thought he had a lot of good laughs in that movie.
But it's just worth the nostalgia. Like, if you grew up in this era of wrestling, this is one to just go back just to see all the old school wrestlers.
But that's what I've been touched on earlier. Like, you know, you have a serious movie like The Wrestler, but this is like a fun, you know what I mean? This is like for the inner kid in all of us type of movie. You know? And
this one's for the inner 13-year-old.
Right.
The Wrestler is for like the 40-year-old, like done with life.
And I don't know, man. It's just a fun movie. I mean, it's not a perfect movie by any means, but I mean, I still had fun watching it again.
I had fun watching this with my wife. Like, I didn't know she was into wrestling. She said it was like one of the few things her and her dad could bond over. Because he was into hunting. She didn't like hunting, but he liked wrestling. So
my wife likes wrestling. Like, her dad and her used to watch it together.
Oh, yeah?
He's no longer with us, but she met one of the Hardy brothers.
Oh, nice.
At Busch Gardens, and nobody knew who he was by her.
That's pretty funny.
And she didn't ask him for a picture, which I thought was fucking insane. She didn't like ask for an autograph.
You have to be like respectful. You don't want to.
His daughter. But she was just like, I just want to let you know that like me and my dad watched you when I was a kid, and I loved you guys, and I think you're
Hardy brothers were great.
And then he said after that, everybody started asking him for pictures and stuff. But
she ruined it.
She's like, I didn't mean. But she was like, y'all are all fucking fat, like fake as
fake,
fuck.
Yeah.
She's like, none of y'all knew who this man was until I said something,
right?
Like, which I think is kind of shitty, but but yeah, her and I guess like the guy behind there in line was like, that's Matt Hardy. She was like, yeah, that's Matt Hardy. But I thought that was cool.
That is pretty cool.
I mean, they're guys just like everybody else, but like there are some that if I met, I would just be like complete fanboy over.
100%.
You know?
Like, I'm not really a starstruck person, but like if Sting walked up to me and talked to me, what am I going to say?
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
I got a beer.
Stone Cold. Yeah.
I don't even drink beer, but I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bro.
I would definitely drink with Stone Cold. He's a chill ass fucking redneck too. I've heard him on podcast. He has his own podcast.
Oh yeah. He does a great wrestling one. I think it's called like the Rattlesnake or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got his own beer company now, which I mean,
of course he does.
Makes sense, you know.
Is it called Stone
All
Cold?
the fucking beer he's fucking busted over people's heads in the past, like. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, the movie itself,
The movie
wasn't great.
is
but
dog shit, but the nostalgia factor kind of makes up for it. Because if you don't have the nostalgia, you're gonna hate this movie.
I would say if you've never liked wrestling in your life, then you are gonna 100% hate this shit.
Yes, 100%.
You may not make it through the opening credits, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but for everybody out there that had that dream, that wanted to be the belt holder, like, you're gonna like it. So I still gave it a 7, even though, you know, it has flaws, but I still had fun.
I can only give it a recommended to, you know, nostalgia.
Wrestling fans. Yeah.
Wrestling fans. If you grew up in this era, it's a fun little like throwback. But as a movie, it's hard to get through.
Well, I mean, shit, like, this is the first time I found it in the wild in forever.
Yeah.
Like, and the case is beat the fuck up. It's the kind you love, the old snapbacks.
Old snapbacks, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I saw it, and then, like I said, it had been so long since I watched it, I got so excited. I almost picked Return to Oz, which is not a good movie, but, like, it took me so long to find it in the wild that I was just like...
Dude, I want to watch it just for the experience.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
It's
I told
crazy,
you that.
Dude.
I know. I only seen the clip that the buddy at work showed me.
It's like not even a fucking kid's movie. Like,
yeah, it's fucking like nightmare fuel, apparently.
Exactly, dude. We'll do it one day. Fuck it, man.
I hope so.
But yeah, I still had fun with it. I gave it a 7.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a nice little throwback. What do you think I picked?
I have no idea where you would go with this, because you do like to mirror shit, but like I don't think you're gonna be able to with this one.
You don't think so?
Oh, you picked the wrestler? Fuck yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck yeah, I own that. Yes.
So you brought the comedy year of comedy to a screeching halt, because I'm like, there's no way we're gonna do this movie and not do the wrestler.
Dude, when people back in the 80s used to say that Mickey Rourke was a good actor, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've seen this guy in movies. This, I saw it. I was like, oh, okay, this dude can't act.
Can I say this is probably Mickey Rourke's, like...
Oh, it's his best role.
His best role.
For sure.
Hands down his best role.
For sure.
So.
Kills it.
100%. And it's Darren Aronofsky, one of my favorite directors.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna bring that shit up, but like, I could even forgive it that it's his movie, because that's how good this movie is. Like,
I've probably done more Darren Aronofsky films on this podcast than any other director.
I thought about that the other day, and I think it's like almost a tie between Scorsese, fucking Tarantino,
probably Tarantino,
and now Aronofsky.
Yeah.
He's probably in there.
We haven't done that many Martin Scorsese movies, though.
We did Goodfellas with Victor. We did his first one. Not his first one, but
Mean Streets.
We did Mean Streets.
It's his first gangster movie, yeah.
And then we did The Departed, didn't we?
No.
We haven't done The Departed?
We haven't done The Departed.
Oh, I might have to change that. Oh, well, I mean, 2.
Yeah.
And then we did Black Swan, and we're about to do The Wrestler. What other one? Aronofsky? Oh, that's an Aronofsky.
That black and white movie. Yeah.
That's an Aronofsky movie.
That's his first one.
That's why. I didn't realize it. But that explains why it sucked.
Shut up. I love that movie.
I know
a lot of people love that movie.
I don't know about a lot of people.
I know a lot of people.
Maybe about 20, about 20 people, maybe. Him and 20 people.
It's just the same 20 people talking about how much they love that movie, so it looks alike a lot more.
Yeah, they're in the comments heavy. No, but and then I mean Tarantino, we've done a couple.
Yeah.
We've done Once Upon a Time. We've done
Reservoir Dogs.
Yep.
And then I feel like we did something else. Jackie Brown.
Yep. So I guess Tarantino's got he's tied now. Will be tied after this. I'm gonna have to break that shit. You know we're gonna do some Pulp Fiction in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it would be like, I love The Wrestler. Everyone loves The Wrestler. Like, aside from Black Swan, The Wrestler is his next movie that people love. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about.
I think I've said this before on here, but I'm more excited about movies he almost directed than the ones he actually directed.
I know. I wanted to see the Batman so bad.
I don't know, man. Eddie Murphy is Robin.
Yeah, but if
Bill Murray is Batman?
If you go in and you look at the script, it looks absolutely insane.
I mean, it would have been different.
Yeah, it would have been hella different, but they did not want to do it. They're like, this is way too out there.
Thank God they went with Mr. Keaton.
Well, Nolan.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. I can't wait to see that Flash movie. I'm sorry.
Me too. I might actually go with you to watch it because
it looks awesome.
It does. I heard it's good.
You know what I mean? I know you got to separate a lot, but like for as far as a comic book fan, comic book movies, it's gonna be good.
I think so too.
But yeah, man. So I am excited about next week. This is gonna be good. The Wrestler, man. I haven't watched this in a minute.
I know. I haven't seen it in a minute either. But
I think my wife watched this with me.
yeah, my wife watched it with me too, and she liked it too. So it's gonna be a good episode.
Talk her into this one.
Well, until then.
Later, y'all.